Welcome to another AMA with Kadena Project Network. In this episode, we speak with the teams from MintIt and Nightbreakerz. This conversation was recorded on September 22nd, 2022, live on Twitter Spaces. The views and expressions in this AMA do not represent the views of KPN directly and are not to be considered as financial advice. Please make sure to do your own research on the projects presented. Also make sure to follow our account to be alerted of new uploads. Now let's get started. Enjoy. All right, well, we might as well get going into this because we have a lot to talk about today. We have two amazing projects on tonight. I know one of them has been definitely listening to pretty much every AMA we do, and that would be MintIt. They're one of the big Launchpads that's going to be coming out on Kadena very soon here. And then we also have Nightbreakerz, who is going to be the very first project to launch on the MintIt platform and is also a very unique NFT project in its own right. So I'm very interested to learn a lot more about both of your projects. So not sure who to start with. So let's maybe start with Nightbreakerz and tell us a little bit about yourselves, how you got, I like to find out how people got into crypto, and then just about what the Nightbreakerz NFT project's all about.
Hey, thanks a lot for having us on. So Nightbreakerz started off around 3 months ago, I'd say, and it started off with a few friends of mine, Jeremy, Ivan, and myself, and we're all just friends in crypto. Jeremy I met through a mutual. He's a really talented artist, and myself, I've been in crypto for around 2 years now, and I also work for DocuShield. And I mean, Nightbreakerz is a collection of 6,000 unique NFTs that introduce on-chain mutation, and we're going to be launching on MintIt. So yeah, that's just a little intro.
I love the mutation thing of aspect of your NFTs. That sets them apart from any other NFT I've seen, even ones on other networks. Now, I'm assuming this is something that is only possible through the Kadena network and the Kadena Pact. So that kind of answers the question of why you guys chose to build on Kadena. But maybe just go a little bit more into depth about how you're utilizing Kadena, because what you guys are doing is definitely stands out from the herd.
For sure, yeah. So I mean, we're going to be launching with MintIt, and so it's on Marmalade. But as a whole, like the NFTs actually, there's 6 characters in the collection of 6,000. So each character, when it mutates into a monster. And so there's going to be 1,000 variations of each monster at night, and then during the day they're all sets of like ordinary citizens, punks that are at a concert. So if you go check out our website, there's actually like a storyline to it. There's a few trailers, and yeah. So the NFTs actually mutate, and they mutate and like they display all these like cool rarities and stuff at night, and then that's between 12:01 a.m. UTC to 12 p.m. UTC, and then 12 p.m. to 12:01 p.m. to 12 a.m. UTC. It's gonna be the day version. So yeah, and then we have like a bunch of like utility coming out. We already started working on Kadena whale alerts. I'm not sure if you guys saw that on Twitter, but that's a Twitter bot that tracks whale movement of tokens across the Kadena ecosystem. And then we're going to be launching a DAO, play to earn game, comics. I mean, there's a lot in store for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, there's so much involved in NFTs, and it's great to see someone doing things a little differently. I'm very interested to see now when it comes to seeing these mutations and seeing the different forms of your NFT. Will this only be able to be seen on the MintIt platform, like in like your account
So
there?
no. So the cool thing about like Pact and like the way the smart contract plays out is that you have these call functions that you use to display the NFT, and so in your wallet, anywhere in the ecosystem, really, as long as they're using the MintIt smart contract and they're calling the right function to display the NFTs, it'll automatically return the NFT to be displayed based on the time of based on the UTC time, which is the time for Kadena blockchain.
Yeah, that's what's really special, I feel, about this, because it's also something, like I said, it's not something you've seen. You've seen mutations of NFTs on other networks and things like that before, but usually it's a whole new NFT that you get, and it's not, you know, a self-contained all-in-one
Exactly,
thing.
and that was kind of like what we wanted to do, was really like tie it into like our storyline and how that plays out. Because we were thinking about this NFT collection, but we never really thought about mutations at inception, we started off as like, okay, what do we want to build a storyline around? Like, what do we want it to be? So that's where we really dug in, is like, we put out the storyline, we really talked about it as a team, and then once we had that storyline set out, we were like, oh shit, oh, holy shit, like this can tie into mutations, it's going to work on Kadena. And so then we started looking into that. And then after we kind of like tied in this like mutation concept, the storyline again, and yeah, we just kept going from there.
Now, for people who may not be completely like they have been following along with Nightbreakerz and following the website and everything, can you maybe just give a brief synopsis of the storyline and of Nightbreakerz and what to expect?
For sure, for sure. So I can actually just read it out to you guys. It's like on the website. So it starts like this. It was a warm summer night when a rock concert was underway. The ground shook, leaves fell off the trees, car alarms sounded, and windows shattered. The unholy music was so powerful it opened a portal to hell and unleashed a monstrous plague on humanity. People began to mutate into all sorts of monsters. Many turned feral. From here on out, it is survival of the fittest. Citizens began looting, shooting, and even puking. And not before long, the capital had been taken down. Arguments and fighting ensued, and the threat had grown even stronger than before. The world plunged into a monster anarchy. Amongst all this madness, a small group of friends survived the plague. Well, somewhat survived. The plague had dramatic effects on their physiologies. At 12:01 a.m., the virus kicks in and mutates their bodies into creatures of the night. Similarly, at 12:01 p.m., they mutate back into their normal bodies. Onyx, Blaze, Jade, Sylvie, Jules, and Rosael develop superhuman abilities to fight the zombies and survive. So essentially, there's like in the storyline, there's these 6 characters that I was talking about that survive the plague, but they survive in the sense that they're still like holy and they still have control over their soul, but at night they still turn into monsters and they still have to like fight the zombies and fight everyone else who's transformed, but they've transformed into these creatures that wherein they can't like control themselves. So that makes sense. So it's kind of like a zombie apocalypse thing, but then it's like monsters as well and like surviving, and it's like only these 6 characters can survive, and they have to fight the demon who opened up the portal and everything. So it's like, yeah. And then Jeremy made these like cool trailers where you can go like look at them on YouTube or on our website, and it, like you'll have like a better understanding of what it's like. Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched the trailers. They're very cool and definitely leads down the path to what I see in your roadmap will be comics of the NFTs. Now, I've been around a couple different networks that have done this before. The last one I was in was Elron, where they have the Amides collection, I think it's called. And yeah, they're like NFT comic books that you download, you get the NFT. So when people hear NFT comics, what exactly is going to be involved with that? Will it be like something you go to a website and you hook your wallet up and you're able to flip through and read a comic book? Or will it be built right into the NFT itself and be kind of like an SFT, video NFT?
Mhm. So we're still working out the details with MintIt, but the proposal I had was kind of a structure in the metadata wherein like you have like a base image for the cover of the comic book, so you can actually resell the NFT afterwards. And then within the metadata itself, there's the book is displayed with like hashes and everything, so you can actually flip through the pages on our website when you connect it. But that would be more of the interface. Like interfacing would be something that we would have to implement through our website, because we wouldn't expect other people to like interface with our comic books the same way they would interface with other ones, unless we actually propose a standard for comic books and then we go from there. But yeah, the whole goal is to have a wallet connect on our website, and then you can connect it, go to the comic book section, then you can see it there. But then you can also resell it on the MintIt platform, and then you'll have like editions for them and all that. But these will be airdropped to like the Nightbreakerz holders.
So there you go, folks. There's a reason right there to get right in on the ground floor, because, getting in on that initial mint will mean future airdrops for you in the future. And I've seen a lot of
this is just
different.
like one of the things for like the Nightbreakerz. This is like the fun part. Like Jeremy's handling, like he's the creative director, so he's handling all the creativity and all because that's his passion. And then Ivan is like the writer and everything. So it all ties in perfectly. But we also have like coffining. We have like a DAO that's going to be coming. It's called the Unholy DAO, And then like the end goal is to like have like community driven like tools and projects, and then as well as like creating a game that's play to earn for like the Nightbreakerz holders, and then a Web2 version for like normal people who just want to interact with the game and not have to deal with like the crypto side of things.
I was going to say the whole storyline just pretty much reads like a video game. So like
Yeah.
just the way, like, you know, when you think about it, like, you know, during the day you can run around the city and kind of collect things and do stuff, but then when your character turns into this monster at night, you go out and you fight zombies and blah 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 with superhuman strength. And definitely could see a lot of potential for a game in there. That's definitely for sure.
Yeah, the proposal we have in mind right now for after mint, because the whole goal is to like mint, then get the unholy DAO going, and the purpose of that is so that we can really get a community consensus on like what we want to build, like what does the community really want as a video game, and what is something that everyone would play. You know, we just don't want to like build a game, put it out there, and then hope people are gonna play it. We'd rather build one around the community, and then launch it because we know they're gonna play it. And so the first like idea we had, and the first proposal we're gonna make through the Unholy DAO is like a third person co-op zombie survival game, and then a third person 4v4 combat game. So it's like with abilities, and like the mutations are gonna be in game, and you're gonna be able to buy NFTs in game. It's like there'll be like a leaderboard tracking play to earn, and so you'll get rewarded. And yeah, there's like a bunch of mechanics that go into the game. But we want to seamlessly integrate it so that it looks like a Web2 game, but it's really a Web3 game, and it uses the Kadena blockchain as much as possible wherever it's necessary.
Yeah, because video games that like they really, if they're using blockchain, it's either just pulling very small specific data or for transactions of some sort in game. There's not really too much you can really use for in a video game, but still, you know, that it's, I definitely see that a video game and a comic would definitely be something I would vote on for a DAO for directions, because those are both known things that you know are going to have both good value for the community, but also good return value and good floor price and stuff on the secondary markets, which
For
other
sure, yeah.
people, you know, a lot of people are into. So
Yeah, and we're also like working on like community tooling, and so the first thing that we set out was to do was the Kadena whale alerts. So like I said, that's like a Twitter bot that tracks like the movement of tokens and the spread of them across the blockchain. And so right now we have over like 10 tokens, I'd say, that we're tracking. You guys can like, I think it's on the banner on the Twitter profile. And so that's like right now the API calls and everything are just simply Twitter tweets, and our end goal for that in October is to launch like a front end with like tracking tools to see the actual spread across like exchanges, wallets, movement, like with time, like a lot of like charts and like analytic tools.
awesome.
And that's
There's
something that would
definitely
be like,
lots of tools.
yeah,
Go
that would
ahead.
be something that's free to use, and like you'll have like a free API and everything. And that's just something we want to build out for the community, and I think it'll be really helpful with like um, making like decisions on like whether you want to invest in Kadena like in a particular time period. Like just, you know, just you can really do anything and model that data the way you want to model it.
Yeah, because especially when it comes to seeing like price changes and trades across, you know, most people follow like a certain exchange and use it for their pricing or something like that. But when you get it across all exchanges that you can track and get an average, you get a lot bigger and better picture of where, you know, things are actually going.
For sure, yeah, and then you can like we're gonna build out tools for like whale wallets and like how they accumulate, sell, like all that kind of stuff. So you can even look at like individual whales in the ecosystem and like how they move tokens around.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much, and the good thing about the blockchain is that it's all trackable too. So
It's all
everything
trackable,
can,
but it's about building those tools that are able to get that data and like put it out like in a seamless fashion.
yeah, we definitely need more tools like that in the ecosystem, and it's glad to hear that people are building them in the background. So let's maybe talk a little bit about your DAO. Now, I'm assuming it's going to be, is it going to be tied to the NFTs itself, or are you guys
Yeah.
planning on having any kind of token? You're not planning on tokenizing or anything like that?
So yeah, we are actually. So the way but then it's going to be a different type of token. It's not going to be one that you would use as swapping and everything. Um, so it's kind of like voting power. It's like a voting power token, wherein like it's only for the Nightbreakerz NFTs. So like a holder can come in to the website, coffin their NFT. So it's basically like staking. So you lock it up, and then once you coffin your NFT, you actually get voting power with time, and yeah, that voting power has like you get more voting power for like the proposals we put out, and then we're planning on having like community elects to work with the team and to like bring in community proposals as well, because we want to allocate funds to community development and projects, and we want to help direct them and really help build those tools like that I was talking to you about.
I like the idea of staking the NFT to give people, so that's how you get your voting power. I like that idea. It's, you know, it makes people want to stay within the community and not just sell their NFT or whatever. It makes them want to be part of it, and it makes it more
And
interactive for the user.
exactly, and if like once we launch our game and everything, and you're actually like playing the game, it's in your best interest to like stake the NFT. That way you have a say in like the direction of the game, like what we incorporate in the future, like seasons and all that kind of stuff. And so it'd be in your best incentive to like hold it and then like vote on these proposals, because you're the one playing the game and you might be making content out of that as well, right?
Now, when are people going to start to get sneak peeks of the actual characters themselves? There are some sneak peeks in the trailers and things like that, but
Yeah, so
I'm sure people would. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So there's like sneak peeks in the trailers, like you said, but we want to just reveal them all when the reveal date's set out. So we mint our NFTs, and then we're still deciding on whether it's going to be a week or two or instant reveal. And so you'll get the reveals instantly, and you'll see all the characters as you mint, which is pretty cool. So we want it to be like a surprise. We for the community, we don't just want to like put it out before mint, so like it builds up and everything. Kind of like how the Bored Apes did it a little bit. I think theirs was like a week or two into the project.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about rarities? Now, how will that work for these NFTs? Will some characters be stronger than others, or things like that?
No, so the way we're doing it is that at night, when your NFT mutates into a monster, there's six different variations of these monsters, and each of them have their own unique abilities. However, we're designing it in such a way that there's enough like neutral, defensive, and offensive characters, and that all their abilities are kind of balanced, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that
So
idea of not.
yeah,
It's more of a team. Like you want to build a team and have maybe one or two good offensive characters and a couple
exactly.
defensive characters. Kind of like
Yes.
building a deck, like a deck
Mm-hmm.
of cards for Magic or something like that.
Exactly, yeah. And so like there's different characters, and each of them are based around a different theme. So like the first one we like put out in the trailer was Blaze, and as you guys see, he's like themed around fire. And so he's gonna have fire abilities. And then like someone like Onyx is gonna be elemental, so he's gonna have like stone and earth abilities, and so on. And then there's gonna be flying ones, there's gonna be like different demons and like monsters. So there's 6 of them in total, and each of them have like specific abilities.
That's awesome. I could definitely go on probably for the entire hour here just talking about this NFT project, because it's just so unique and just so different from everything else I've seen. That,
Yeah, and
there's
that's really
just
what we're
so
trying to
much to
set out
talk
and
about.
build. Yeah.
So let's maybe switch gears over to MintIt, who's been sitting very patiently listening to all this, which he's very used to doing because he pretty much listens to all of our AMAs, which I'm forever grateful for. But let's get into MintIt. Let's get into what you guys are up to, why you decided to build this Launchpad, and what you're bringing.
Howdy. Thanks for having us on. Adrian, right here from DocuShield, and MintIt is, extension of DocuShield. And before we even get into that, man, I mean, I don't blame you for wanting to dig into Nightbreakerz. It's an amazing project. Jules is creative as hell. I mean, I get the luxury of working with him on a daily basis here at DocuShield, and it's always cool, man. I mean, the ideas that we have, between each other just seem to complement just what goes on internally here, on the team. So, really, first thing I want to stress is, the importance of what's happening with Nightbreakerz. I mean, this is going to be the first on-chain mutating, NFT that that really showcases the power of Marmalade Impact. And like, it feels amazing to be able to do something that's not done before. You know, this is something that has never been seen. And I think once people catch wind of it, they're going to see, you know, what's different, what makes Kadena unique, what makes Marmalade unique. And so, I mean, we're just super pumped and super excited to be, you know, teaming up with the Nightbreakerz team and doing this, and then just knowing them all personally and the work ethic behind, you know, what they're doing is I mean, it was kind of like a no-brainer. I mean, we have to launch, you know, with Nightbreakerz. Their artist, Jeremy or Rosael, he actually did our creator passes and our alpha and our ad passes that are on our MintIt Twitter. So I mean, the art is just awesome. Dude has a really cool style, and I mean, we're getting closer and closer to the launch date of October 1st. I mean, it seems like it's gonna be tomorrow, man. The way days.
So close.
Yeah.
So, what made you guys decide? Obviously, Nightbreakerz is a great thing to start off with, but I see that there's lots of projects now that are saying we're minting on MintIt, can't wait to do it. So, how are all these projects going to be able to do that? Let's talk a little bit about what kind of tools you're building along with your platform.
Absolutely, man. So, I mean, first thing is like we're not really the typical Launchpad, right? We're not really cherry picking projects to launch. What we're trying to do is bring artists over who have no code experience, who really, you know, are maybe artists but not really technical, and to give them a platform to be able to launch these collections on there. You know, it's because I've actually talked to a lot of really talented artists that want to get into it. Then when you realize, you know, that there's a lot of coding behind generating a collection, and you know, I mean, they can do all the layers and everything, but first generating a collection in itself is one thing. Then uploading to IPFS, and then having the data readily available, then launching a contract, you know, in order to actually perform a mint. There's a lot that goes into it, you know. So I mean, you really have to be like technical and an artist, and you know, that's kind of like a fine line right there of people that we can, you know, that have both of those skills. So our plan is just to bring that to the masses, and we're doing that with a code-free solution. Well, code-free on the user end, definitely not on our end, but a code-free solution that allows users to use what we call our NFT art generator, and that is going to allow them to upload a folder or a directory with a bunch of folders in it that has all their different layers, and they'll be able to structure their layers out, set, you know, rarity percentages on each item in there. So if you have a folder that contains all of the hats, you know, that a character is going to be, you know, for a character, and then, you know, it'll dig a layer deeper and it'll be like hat 1, hat 2, hat 3, but maybe hat 5 you want to be like a 1% rarity, so you'll put 1% in there in the text field next to it. And as long as everything adds up to 100, it'll generate, you know, randomly these NFTs using those percentages that you've given as guidelines. From there, you know, we give a preview of all the NFTs, and then once it's all ready to go, you download a JSON file and then bring that into MintIt and upload it when you create your collection. So there is a little bit of a manual process in doing that. Nothing too crazy or difficult at all. But, you know, as we grow over time, we're going to make it more and more seamless. And, you know, eventually, I mean, hopefully by the end of the year, our goal is to have this platform that somebody can come with zero experience in crypto or Kadena, much less even Kadena, and be able to launch their NFT collection and easily bring their, you know, their friends and family on. So that requires more than just a platform. It requires an onboarding solution that makes sense and is easy for everybody. So that's the next big thing that we are tackling, and that's going to not only play into MintIt, but into the DocShield app and into pretty much everything that we create. And we got a lot of stuff that that we're bringing on, man. So yeah, that's I hope that answers your question.
For sure, yeah. Sounds like you guys are definitely got your hands full over there. Now, I've been part of some other systems. Like I said, I've been on some other NFT networks like Elron, where when I got into it, I started making these pixel NFTs and stuff. And one of the platforms that you could go to was just like, it was like one of their marketplaces, but they had an NFT creation system where pretty much you just upload your JPEG of what you wanted to mint, and you could mint, you know, one-offs, like just one-off NFTs to sell them and things like that. Is that going to be an option for people who just want to sell their own individual art pieces and not so much, a giant 10,000 piece collection?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we're focusing around the collections first, but that'll be, if not in this iteration, in the next sprint, we're gonna release that. Yeah, definitely, man. We're gonna be able to just launch these singular one-off pieces and make it easy for them to just upload it and then go. I mean, we're generating the metadata and doing all that stuff on the back end. And what's gonna be really cool, with more marketplaces coming up, and using the Marmalade standard. When users on the secondary market want to put something for sale that they previously bought, they could simultaneously list between marketplaces, and then wherever the purchase is made would get the their royalty cut from the sale, and it would automatically come off of the other marketplace. So really, that's another thing that's unseen anywhere else, is the simultaneous listing, and then the interoperability between the two marketplaces to say, okay, this one's sold, let's take it off the market on every platform. So just another thing that shows Kadena is really breaking the mold when it comes to NFTs and the way that they're going to be handling the standardization behind it.
Now, when it comes to people uploading files and uploading their art, how are you guys handling that? Are you doing it with your own servers or IPFS?
Yeah, we're uploading the art to IPFS. The art generator lives on our own servers, and when it comes to creating collections with 10,000 and not having not overworking the browser and causing it to default out. I mean, there's you got to have some pretty beastie servers to do that. So we've had to really look at the way that we design the generator so that it doesn't take too long and destroy the user experience, but still be able to handle these collections of up to 10K. So yeah, but IPFS is going to be the main gateway for all of the content that we're using, and we're also going to give a platform for users to create NFTs with additional utility, like giving access to certain comic books, documents, music videos, albums, whatever the case may be, that they want that they want their users to be able to access. So that's another little thing we're building alongside of it, to launch with MintIt, and just give more tools for the creators to use to offer more to the community.
So pretty much you're building a side tool where, say, if a collection drops NFTs and they've mint out a whole collection, that say they have a next collection and they want to make sure that everyone who minted in the first collection is whitelisted for the next collection, that's something that you guys will be able to handle very easily. Will it be something that you already have the data for, or will the projects have to provide a wallet list of holders?
So if it was holders, we would be able to access that data by reading the blockchain. That wouldn't be too big of a problem. But really what our solution is going to cover, so yes, we would be able to do that. But the solution that we're also building alongside of it is more for like the use case with Nightbreakerz. Like, as any of the NFT holders are going to get access to a comic book. So the creator, of Nightbreakerz would be able to come to the platform, and it's going to be called Unlocked Directory, and they would purchase a directory NFT, off of MintIt, and it'll be a low fee NFT, but they'll come in there, they'll connect their wallet. As soon as their wallet's connected, and we see that they hold that NFT, it would allow them to create what we call a locker. So that locker, they would be able to upload the content into, like the comic book, and then set the parameters for who can access that. So it would be, the entire, any holder of the Nightbreakerz collection will say, right? They'll put all the information in there in regards to the collection, and then pretty much just save it right there. And now when the end user, the holder of the NFT, comes to the website and connects their wallet, they're going to see a list of all the different lockers that they have access to. Maybe the Nightbreakerz one, maybe the DocShield one, whatever's in their wallet that gives them access, they'll be able to go into these lockers individually and, get that content, whether it's a comic book, a record, album, a music video, whatever the case may be.
That definitely opens up the door for a lot of different mediums to be able to do stuff with their NFTs through your platform, especially like, artists could sell NFTs of their music and have their music and NFTs, music and music videos and stuff as those locker type material, and just opens up all of that for everyone, which is really amazing to hear.
Yeah, man. It really makes it, easy for them to do it. Because, I mean, if you're a musician, chances are you're not really, unless you're Stuart Popejoy, you're not really a coder, and so, I mean, this no code solutions is what we're really aimed at, and empowering those creators to do what they do best and create and provide content, and, let us stick to, to the tooling behind it. So we're really excited, and we're really aimed at onboarding the next wave of, users onto Web3.
Well, I keep saying that the only way that we're going to really reach mass adoption with blockchain and Web3 is to make things turnkey for the user so that they don't even need to know that they're using blockchain or Web3. It just is another website to them, or another app, or, whatever. But, it's more secure, it's faster, it's more reliable. And that's really just what the user needs. We got to bring that before we even start teaching people about the very intricacies of what they're actually doing behind the scenes.
Exactly, man. We want people to come on our site and use it and be like, "Oh, what's this? This is crypto. This is blockchain. Like, what the hell? Like, it's easy, you know." That's what the reaction we want. Because I remember the first time I tried creating my first Bitcoin wallet way back. I wish I did, because that would have been very valuable to have. People were giving away like 50 Bitcoin to join a newsletter, and but the process of creating the wallet was so difficult that even as a tech savvy person, I was just like, you know what, fuck this, I'm over it. Like, but we're slowly getting there, man, and it's gonna be when we can get there, and there's a seamless transition. Like the way you transition on your phone between email and text. You don't need to know the underlying technology behind email or SMS. You just click one app or click the other, and easily use it.
And the one thing I love about blockchain and the emergence of Web3 is something that I've been saying since I first learned about blockchain and what it could do, is that it could solve about 99% of all of the security issues on the internet. Because most people don't realize that the internet is like a 50, 60-year-old system now that it started with. And it hasn't really, like, it's like they've built upon a broken foundation, and they just keep building on it and building on it and building on it. But Web3 is going to go down and fix the foundation and make it secure first. And then you guys, projects like you, are going to be building the next infrastructure on top of it.
Definitely, man, and that's what DocuShield's all about. Just adding more security, to the platform, and doing it in a way where like most. Well, let's put it this way: most hacks come from somebody on the inside, right? They know the data that's available, they know how valuable it is, and maybe they're a disgruntled employee, so they take that data and they monetize it. It's human nature, but what we're building is going to be impossible for any of us to do that, and that's really the next step, in the evolution of document security, is making it that way. So it's trustless, even if we wanted to, we couldn't access it. So, I mean, we're really excited, about building that, and DocuShield's like definitely, our baby, and we want to build it the best way we can, which takes time. And so, in the we put MintIt out as a marketplace to first have something out there so the users can play with, and it would be fun, and then also to continually support the development that's necessary behind building the DocuShield application.
Yeah, the more infrastructure that people build, the better, because right now we're so small and we're just beginning, that we need good solid infrastructure now before the hype comes and before the masses start piling on and start really lighting up Kadena, which we've seen some issues even in the past couple mints of projects, with some chain issues and things like that. So it's nice to see that some standards are being worked out, things are being nailed down, and that you guys are building platforms that are going to help bring us to that next level.
Definitely, man. And MintIt's not going to be perfect. There's Kadena is, as a whole, we're far from perfect, but everything's building and it's striving towards that. And, we can see how hard the devs on Kadena work and, the power behind it. I think that's why we're all here. So, yeah, far from perfect, but it's going to be usable and it's going to be awesome. And we're going to be continually working on making it the best possible solution, not only in Kadena, but on, out on the web.
Well, if you don't have problems and if you don't have errors, then you don't grow, you don't build. You're just sitting kind of stale at that point. There's always going to be things that can be improved upon, be it Kadena, be it the actual platform itself. And it's all just a growing experience. Like blockchain is still only like 10 years old, so it's not like it's still brand new to even the world as a whole, and we're just so much in the infancy that it's hard to really claim that things are gonna get worse, but they have to get worse before they get better. You can't make an omelet without breaking eggs, right?
Definitely, man. And when things go a little too smooth or a little too well, I actually get nervous. I'm like, all right, like come on, hit me with it. Like I know something's gonna happen, and the longer things go really well, the more it's gonna suck when it finally hits the fan. So I think that during the building process over the last couple months, we've taken enough hits to have some good trajectory for this.
So speaking of building for the past couple months, I noticed you guys have been talking a lot about your Alpha Creators Pass. So let's go a little bit into what all that's involved and how people are going to be able to get their hands on one.
Absolutely, man. So the Creator Pass is one of the things that we're going to be offering. We're slated to actually start releasing making it available for whitelisters on hopefully Monday, maybe Tuesday, depending on how things go throughout the weekend and the conversations that we have with Kadena over Monday as well. But the Creator Pass is going to be essentially a pass that you're going to need to purchase to access the NFT generator and to be able to launch a collection on MintIt. And now it's not just for one collection. I mean, that is going to allow you to launch as many collections as you want. So we're putting out 1,000 of those to begin with, and those are going to be the only ones that are alpha. So it's going to come with reduced royalty fees and things like that. And just showing the power again of utility behind NFTs. Now we are also going to be maybe possibly at the same time releasing a DocBond NFT that's going to go more into utilization of how powerful the NFTs here are on Kadena are. So we didn't do a second IDO, which we were going to do, but the marketing behind that is so labor intensive. We decided just to keep building, but we have these tokens that we were going to use for that IDO, and we decided to use those to create something called a bond certificate or DocBond. So essentially, you'll come in, purchase a bond for 250 KDA. That NFT will represent 100,000 Doc tokens at IDO price. Now you'll come to a platform, you'll come to the website, and you'll stake that NFT. While that NFT is staked, you're generating 50% APR, and that's claimable on a daily basis, every 10 minutes, however often you want to claim it. If you unstake it, you can go sell it on the secondary market, do whatever you want. But a year from the date, so it'll run from November 1st, 2022 to November 1st, 2023. All that whole time, it's going to be accumulating this APR. 50%, I mean, in the regular financial world is amazing. In crypto, doesn't sound like much, but really it's the best we could do within our tokenomics, and being realistic. But anyway, at November 1st, 2023, those 100,000 Doc tokens in that bond are going to be released to the NFT holder. So essentially, it's a cool way to lock up Doc and not have a bunch of stuff dumping on the market, allow people to make some passive income, and possibly sell that on the secondary market or do whatever they want with it. But that's also going to allow us to collect some funds to continue building, continue hiring and growing, and doing what we love to do best, man. Put products out.
Wow. So these bonds, since a lot of people, since the DocuShield IDO was a KYC process, and people like myself is in Canada, couldn't participate, would I be able to buy one of these bonds now?
Yes, yes. So NFTs are strangely unregulated at this point. I mean, you can buy an NFT with Stripe, here in the States if you want. So an NFT is seen as a piece of digital. So I mean, that's great for us. It may be a gray area, possibly, but as far as breaking any straight rules that we've looked into, it's not going to really give us. It's not going to really be an issue. Just being that it's presented as an NFT, or it is an NFT, not be presented as it's an NFT.
It is.
So yeah, we'll make that contract available too. I mean, for everybody to see, and see the wallet that's holding the funds, see when the release is going to happen. That's the cool thing about Pack too, is it's reasonably readable to just the untrained coding eye, or the untrained eye when it comes to looking at code. So yeah, we're going to definitely make that available for people to see. That way, like, there doesn't have to be any level of trust. You're going to see what's on chain, and that's going to tell the whole story.
Well, it sounds like with this little price dip in KDA recently, that it might be a good time to stock up on 250 KDA.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely gonna leave room for growth. Nobody knows what the market's gonna look like next year. We know what our expenses look like next month, though. So we're definitely trying to, to keep building and keep the pace going. At the rate that we have been. I mean, we're in the middle of development on a wallet as well, the Doc DeFi wallet. That's going to be the first wallet on Kadena to hold and display NFTs. So we're super excited to just continue building that, and man, everything else. I mean, the cool thing about being on Kadena right now is there's so much that's still needed as far as infrastructure goes. We're in the position where we can place ourselves to provide that. So we definitely want to, take full, take advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are building a whole portfolio of tools just that are going to just make everyone's life on Kadena a lot easier.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I mean, we all got the entrepreneurial spirit, especially, when I'm talking with Jules, who's pretty much like, my right hand when it comes to kicking ideas around and fleshing them out. Dude has just as many wild ideas as I do. So the hardest thing sometimes is to wrangle us back in. Like, we got to check each other and be like, yeah, hold on. We have about 5 things lined up. Let's just like, it's a really good idea, but like, all right, let's slow it down.
Yeah, for sure.
We got a really good project manager. Shout out to Chris. Who keeps us in check and tries to keep us all focused and online, and and with a path with a clear vision. And because when you let dreamers take control, man, and it just we had to check ourselves. Like, what is it? The first 2 weeks, we're like, okay, like, we need to get an experienced project manager in here. And I told Chris when he onboarded with us, like, a big part of your job, man, is going to be to tell me no. And to tell me, like, to stop and to focus and to settle me down. So he's been doing a great job of that, and keeping us all organized and still able to make great strides.
Yeah, I can relate to that. We have our team managers are very good as well at keeping us all in line and focused on the job at hand, because there's just so much that you want to do, and when you have a very passionate team, it's hard to really keep everyone's focus on, okay, let's get these things finished first and then we can do that. Like, focus, guys.
Do your work, and then we'll reward you with more work that you want to do. No, man, it's great. We love it every day that we get to do it, no matter how stressful and shitty the days can seem. When I look back at it at the end of the day, when I'm going to sleep, it's just like, wow, I'm getting to do something that I love. And it was, last year, this time, it wasn't even it was like a dream that was not even like, not even close to being attainable. And now we're here building, and it's amazing. And I feel lucky, and we have nothing but, the Kadena community to thank for that.
Now, you did mention that you're looking at getting your alpha creators past Mint starting next week, but have we any kind of timeline on when we're actually going to be able to see maybe like some sneak peeks of the actual UI and everything for MintIt itself?
Yeah, that's gonna be the day we're gonna release. The 27th is the day that we're slated to go live with just the passes for sale, and then on the first, we're going to go live with Nightbreakerz. In total. So, we do have the site up and in sandbox mode right now, or in test mode right now, and you fix one thing, it breaks another, especially with the UI. So I would say we're over 95% done, like on the visual aspects and everything there. So we're going to be working hard over the next couple days and through the weekend, to get everything completely ready. But no matter what, I mean, we are sticking to that date, to October 1st, and we are we're amped about it. I mean, so
All
yeah,
hands on deck. Yeah.
the next peak you're going to get is when things go on sale.
Awesome. Yeah. So I guess on Tuesday on the 27th, fingers crossed, we'll be able to finally get to see what you guys have been working so hard on for the past while. I know I'm super excited to see it.
It's beautiful. I mean, I like it, and I usually hate my own work, but I think it looks really clean, and I'm super proud of what we're about to unveil.
Well, just your little splash page that you have up right now with the white paper and saying coming live looks great just on itself. So I'm sure what's behind it's going to look even better.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And if you guys haven't, make sure you guys go to mintit.studio and download the white paper and give it a read, because it's quite a good read. It definitely tells the story of what they were wanting to build, and why they wanted to build it, and how they're going to build it, and pretty much everything that you need to know besides all the exciting stuff that we talked about here. So let's give, is there any other alpha that either of you guys want to maybe drop today, that maybe some, if you have other projects maybe that you've lined up besides Nightbreakerz, that you're going to be minting as like, now, one other question I meant to ask as well is there going to be any kind of like verification for actual big, like if a big, huge project wants to get on board, is like, you're going to have a verification badge where docs, like where you get docs to people and things like that?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, and we are going to be doing that, doing verification. Verification badges, and what essentially that's going to entail is a one-on-one meet with the team, and two forms of identification from the project leader, and that's going to stay private. That stuff's, it's not anything that we're gonna really make public unless unless there's a call for it for some reason or the other. Some kind of foul play or rug pull or anything like that, then that's, we got your info, but hold you accountable. But aside from that, I mean, no, and it's not a scalable solution to do verification this way, but it's how we're going to do it, getting started, perfect the process, and then eventually automate it. But definitely in the beginning, it's going to be very important to protect our reputation and also to protect the investors. So we'll be, if you want that badge, it's going to be pretty much meet up with us, tell us what you're doing and, your plans, and shoot me over your ID. That way, if you rug pull, we can hunt you down.
That's good to hear, because we do need a little bit of security when it comes to projects in the ecosphere. Just, it's so easy once people learn how to do it, they can just do it over and over again. And we have seen bad actors across all the different networks, and possibly here in Kadena as well. Since we're still early, I haven't really heard of any rug pulls in the community for NFT projects yet, but that is definitely something that happens in this sphere, and definitely something that you should definitely try to find a way to circumvent as much as possible. But like you said, the people are going to be able to mint on the platform. It's going to be an open platform for people to use. But if you want that badge of certificate of authenticity, you're going to have to earn it, which is good to hear.
Yeah, man, and we luckily we haven't really came across anybody that even seems like a rug pull. You know, so much goes in, like so much work goes into building a community and getting your name out there and engaging. Like, you know, it's like you'd be better off getting a full-time job, dude. Like if you're planning on ripping off the community because there's just so much work and there's so many projects out there, and you know, so I mean, we don't anticipate anything like that, but you got to cover the bases. And when you have a platform that's taking investments from people and facilitating those trades, I mean, you got to do whatever you can. Maybe in the future we can partner up with some other type of KYC solution, but it would definitely be like a customized build out, because we're not doing it for everybody. We're doing it for the people that are launching these projects and want that verification. So we're learning as we go on that front.
It comes down to of like, I know when I go on other platforms and other marketplaces that have that kind of feature of verification badges for projects, that it gives you a more of a sense of feeling safe to purchase in these projects, and people are tend to lean more towards those than the ones without it. Just it's like, it's like the verification badge on Twitter. People seem to think that means that that's a legit thing and those are real accounts, even though turns out some of them aren't even real accounts on Twitter. But it's good to hear that you're actually trying to bring that kind of security and safeness to your space, because like we've been working with trying to figure out a way to bring that to our website as well, but in a decentralized kind of manner where the community can have their say as well. So we were thinking of maybe implementing like a voting system, like a thumbs up, thumbs down, maybe, or like even a report buttons for people to report things. It's just it's hard to find that balance.
Definitely, man. And we do have a report button on the NFTs and stuff as well to kind of get in there. And yeah, man, I mean, it's also the balance between centralization and decentralization that you want to keep an eye on. And we're like blockchain maxis as far as decentralization goes. I mean, yeah, I mean, it would be amazing to have everything running in a completely decentralized manner, but that's in my mind far in the future. The first step is getting the blockchain tech to be adopted as it should be, because it's immutable and it's powerful as hell.
Very well said. Yeah, it's definitely it's something that we need to build towards. That has always been the goal of blockchain and like crypto ever since its invention, is to get away from the centralized system and put the power of control into the hands of the people. And things with DocuShield, for example, is going to help people do that, because one thing I've always learned, like as soon as I learned about NFTs and really what's behind them, and the fact that you could store any kind of real information you want in an NFT, and it's secured right to your private key. And if you're doing things properly in crypto, no one should ever be able to access your private keys ever. You should have that stuff on secure lockdown through either backing up a phrase or having your actual, if it's an actual core wallet, having your DAT file backed up or whatever. But as long as people learn that basic rule, then you can secure anything almost when it comes to NFTs, like documents, health records. Like it's limitless what you can do.
Yeah, cryptography, I mean, is amazing. And when you combine that with Kadena and the amount of on-chain data that can be held, solely on this blockchain, it really opens up, dozens of doors that, you couldn't even imagine. So, I mean, the future is really promising, especially on Kadena with what they're doing, and, as far as what we can do on chain.
For sure. Well, you guys have been absolutely amazing. I've learned so much about both projects, and we definitely have to hook up and do a one-on-one with both of you separately, because I could easily go on for an hour with both of you just on each platform, on the platform itself and on the NFTs, because both have just so much integral stuff behind them, because you guys seem to have been, it's everything's so well thought out and planned, and everything has a clear roadmap and goals. And that's really what you need to do with a project, is have clear goals to achieve and just keep working towards those. So I'm super excited to see everything that both of you guys have in store. I'm going to see quickly here if anyone listening has any questions. Maybe go ahead and throw your hand up, or ask, request to speak, and get a couple of questions in here from the community. But I'm absolutely blown away by both of you, and I can't wait to hear what you guys have in store. And definitely will be getting my hands on some an Alpha Creators Pass, maybe a bond, and definitely some Nightbreakerz NFTs, because I definitely want to watch these things transform.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, will I be able to see, like, if I was, say, like, signed into my wallet at 12 o'clock, will I actually see the transformation of these NFTs?
Yeah, and we're planning on, like, I'm talking to Adrian, but we're planning on having, like, a sun and a moon as well on the collection page. So you can actually, it'll switch between the sun and the moon based on the UTC time. But when you log in, yeah, you'll be able to see it, like you'll switch, like, you'll reload the page, and then it'll mutate into the new one.
If you're talking, I don't know, you're muted. It was a little bit of silence right there, so I don't know.
Oh, sorry about that. I must have double clicked there. No, I can't. I was just saying I can't wait to be able to see this, see them mutate. That's because it's such a cool feature and something that people have never been able to see before. And also having like a. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think what's cool as well is that there's gonna be it's going to be 1 of 1 during the day and at night. So there's going to be rarities during the day and at night. And that's never been done before. So I wonder how the floor is going to react. I wonder how people are going to trade them and take a look at them. Because when you're buying it, you're really buying like you're buying two parts of it, right? So you want to make sure that both of them fit like what you're looking for.
Yes, it's almost like 2 NFTs built into one, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So we had one person step up and had a question. So if you want to go ahead, please feel free to ask your question. Kadena crew.
Yeah. Great Twitter.
Sorry, I accidentally hit mute everyone. Sorry about that. Go right back ahead. I was trying to mute yourself. I hit the wrong button.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying that it's a great Twitter Spaces, man. I really appreciate it. I had a question about the bond purchase that for MintIt. Is there a limit on? Is there a limit on how many? Or
working for him, maybe.
Yeah, we're putting a limit on the whitelist holders for 2, and I think we're gonna hold to that limit all the way through. We were discussing maybe doing 5 on the public round, but there definitely will be a limit. Yeah, 5 or 2, definitely 2 in whitelist, maybe 2 in public.
So has there been a whitelist? Has that been given out yet on those or no?
No, not on the bonds yet. Only on the creator passes. I just got the contract back for the bond. So now we're like, okay, cool, let's do it. So before that, it was still like, all right, well, are we gonna have to push this back a little bit? How are things gonna go on, Testnet? But things look solid, and so now probably starting this weekend, we're gonna start doing the whitelist push.
All right, man, that's great. Awesome. Good job, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you very much for the question.
I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Great to hear that.
My Twitter's glitching.
No, you're good. I can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay,
sound good here.
I can hear anyone else, but I'm gonna rejoin.
Okay. So yeah, it was absolutely amazing everything that you guys have told tonight. It's just like there's so much that can be done in this space, and definitely the tools that you guys are building with MintIt and DocuShield are definitely going to help lead the way. And then Nightbreakerz is building such a unique project that's going to show people exactly what you can do with this system. There's so much that can be done with Kadena and Pact. And people are just going to get to see it and actually start to get their hands on seeing what can actually be done. So thank you, both of you guys, for being here tonight and telling us about this. It's been absolutely amazing.
Anytime, man. Thank you for hosting. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, before we end the space, maybe we can give out some whitelist spots because we have a few left. So how do we do this?
Uh, that's good.
Yeah.
Maybe Twitter picture. How does that work?
Let's do
the
Discord.
Twitter
Let's do Discord. I think that's the easiest.
Discord?
Okay, so whoever doesn't have a whitelist spot yet, you guys can just like hop into our Discord. The links in our Twitter bio, and like the first, I don't know, 5 or 10 people who like message back on Discord, just say MintIt or something, and then you guys will get whitelist.
Yep. And,
there you go, folks.
Yeah, and today we're also doing a giveaway with Cameron Bright. We're gonna be posting it a little bit later. Actually, Cam's gonna be posting it when he gets back to his machine. So keep an eye out there, and it's gonna be share, like that kind of a thing. So yeah, follow our boy Cameron Bright. Great influencer in the Kadena space, and have the opportunity to get that whitelist for the Creator Pass.
Awesome. So you guys heard that. Great opportunity to, I see that the Kadena crew has their hand up. If you want to speak, go right ahead. Feel free to say what you need to say.
No, I'm sorry, man. I had my hand up for the whitelist.
Oh, that's all right. No worries. So make sure you join their Discord and hop in there and try to get yourself one of those. Because
yeah, there's already a bunch
sure
of people.
I'm in there.
Wait, let's see how many. I think there's more than 5, 10. There's like two more spots left.
Oh, we got one more request to speak here. KD Crocs sneaking in. Hey, go ahead if you have a question there, KD Crocs. Feel free.
Hey, y'all. How's it going? I want to say hello to MintIt, Nightbreakerz. That was excellent. You guys answered a lot of questions, and I've been following you guys in Discord, Nightbreakerz, for a while, and just hearing you guys expand on the entire project. That was it's pretty impressive, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. First question is for MintIt, and then one for Kadena Project. So I know you said October 1st we're gonna be able to see the UI and actually check it out and stuff like that. We'll be able to create an account and try to test out minting our project before we actually launch, or how does that work?
So we do have a testnet that we would be able to introduce you to if you want to test out the mint beforehand. So yeah, definitely just holler at us after the Nightbreakerz release, and we'll get the testnet ready, to start onboarding people that way through there. And was there a second part to the question? My bad.
Just the second one's for Kadena Projects. I wanted to schedule an AMA, but that was I'll just message them directly. But that was the main question. I want to know if there was a testnet where we can try it out.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so we'll keep that up too, and we'll start scheduling people to onboard on the testnet next week. We'll start doing all the project mints outside of Nightbreakerz on the 7th. Is when we'll kind of open it up to the public. So I'd say after the first, maybe just give us a shout and we'll introduce you to the testnet environment.
Excellent. And just one quick question. Are you Mike, Kadena Mike, on Discord?
No. I'm on Twitter. I'm oh so powerful. Adrian.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Mike's on the DocShield account.
Yeah, right. That's right. But I've been talking to him back and forth also in MintIt chat. That's why I was just asking.
Yeah, Mike runs both socials for this. No matter where you go, you're talking to Mike.
He does a hell of a job, man. I gotta tell you, he's all over
the place.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mike. We should bring him up on stage. He's right here.
Get him all shy, dude.
And as far as the question of requesting an AMA through us, you can actually go to KadenaEcosystem.com and to our calendar section. And there's actually a request an AMA form. You can just click the button and fill out the form, and we'll hit you right up.
Excellent. I appreciate that info. Awesome.
We're also right now sorry, I was just going to say right now we're booked until October 21st. So we're pretty much booked almost a month in advance. So make sure you get your request in
October 21st.
Well, we're booked until then. The 26th is our next.
I got you. I'll go through the form.
Next open one. Yep. All right, thanks. Well, awesome, guys. I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to add to this, but this has been. I
was going to drop some
go ahead.
regarding the whitelist price. So, whoever's whitelisted, it's going to be a cheaper mint over public. So, there you go. It's going to be cheaper for whitelist than public mint. Want
to give maybe a ratio of a percentage difference?
I'd say between 5 and 8 KDA difference.
Oh, there you go. That's the savings. The savings is the savings.
Yeah, it depends on how many you get, but for sure.
Now, when it comes to the whitelist, I assume, like, for example, if a project has a bunch of whitelists for their project that they're minting on your platform, they have to give you guys a list of the addresses to whitelist, or will that be another thing that they'll be able to turnkey do themselves?
Good question, man. Yeah, our art generator actually allows for the upload of a CSV file. So you'll be able to have all your whitelists right there in an Excel spreadsheet. Just list it in a column and then save it as a CSV. We'll have a little tutorial for people who aren't tech savvy on doing that. And upload that and then set the dates of the whitelist through a little calendar text field. And that's pretty much it. So it'll be really easy to do. Just upload the file, set how long you want that whitelist to be for, and leave the rest up to the platform.
Awesome. That sounds super easy. Awesome. Well, I want to thank both of you guys for joining us tonight. That was an absolutely amazing AMA. We've learned so much about both platforms and both projects. And like I said, I would love to have both of you individually do an AMA with us. So let's keep in touch and maybe set that up for the future. Maybe after you guys have, launched everything and, things are going well, we can have a nice little follow-up.
Well, we'll go after Crocs. Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us tonight. It was an absolutely amazing talk. And make sure you guys go check out MintIt, check out Nightbreakerz, learn everything there is to be about them. Get your Alpha Creators Pass and make sure to get yourself some Nightbreaker NFTs when they mint. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us.
No problem, man. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
That wraps up another amazing AMA. Thank you for listening. Here at KPN, we strive to bring an open platform for projects being built on Kadena to present themselves to the community. Please ensure to do your own research on each project before investing. Also, make sure to follow us on our social media, from Twitter to subscribing to our weekly newsletter. All the links can be found directly on our SoundCloud profile page. Thank you very much for listening and take care.